than Manchester City, who've defeated Everton in this league fixture here for the past 3 seasons. First 2-1, then 2-0, and most recently a year ago, ending Everton's unbeaten home start to the season when Dennis Stewart scored the only goal.
Reeves, Higgins behind him, a rider, Stewart and Boyer both in the box. Stewart got the header, and that's 1-0 to Manchester City. 68 minutes gone, and Manchester City take the lead.
Well, can history repeat itself? Dennis Stewart plays for City against an Everton team today, again unbeaten in 4 home games, but able here to field a full-strength team. Although number 7, Adrian Heath, had to pass a fitness test just an hour ago on an ankle injured in the midweek League Cup win, and he plays with it heavily strapped. Manchester City are without 2 players, starting suspensions, Kevin Bond and Asa Hartford, and so are pleased to welcome back at number 4 Nicky Reed for his first match since returning from a summer with Seattle in the North American Soccer League. And named as sub, 16-year-old Paul Simpson, who played his first senior game for City last week after just 1 match in the reserves. And it's Everton in the darker shirts who kick off, attacking the goal to the left. A fixture that has bristled with incident in the past. Last time these teams met at Main Road last March, Trevor Francis was sent off in a 1-1 draw. Heath, number 7. Six, McMahon. Sharp. Burrows, the fullback. Couldn't get the ball past Paul Powell, the City caption. Everton win the throw. Marvellous still afternoon at Goodison Park. Perfect conditions for football. It's McMahon with the throw for Everton. Sharp. Heath chips it up. Johnson! David Johnson stealing in, but straight into the arms of Alex Williams, the City goalkeeper. Eleven is Sheedy. Oh, he's made a marvellous run into space behind the fullbacks. Caton in front of him. Gets around him. Oh, terrific play by little Adrian Heath. Only pass fit, an hour before the kick-off. Getting around the central defender, Tommy Caton, and putting in the shot straight into the chest of Williams. Well, little Adrian Heath, known as Inchy to his teammates, playing with his injured right ankle, and no signs yet that that's giving him any trouble. Sheedy. Heath again in so much space. This time from long range. Inches past the post. Well, what a little dynamo this man is. The game barely a few minutes old, and that's 3 strikes he's had on goal. Referee today, George Tyson of Sunderland. Higgins. Sharp. Chris Jones for City. There's got to be a whistle for something there. 1 or 2 feet were rather high. Oh, good play. This is Burrows, the fullback. Sheedy to turn the other way. McMahon quickly closed down by Power. Rather gives it away to Stewart, who slipped. And Everton have it back. This is King. Foul against Ransom. Turned into his man. Ray Ransom, also in the England under-21 squad for that game on Tuesday against West Germany. And is the first player here to get his name into the book of referee George Tyson of Sunderland. Sheedy a touch, and the referee agrees. So it's a corner. Kevin Sheedy came here from Anfield, one of two ex-Liverpool players in this Everton side. David Johnson the other. McMahon with the corner. Andy King can retrieve this. Number 4 with him there is Higgins. Tried to get in the cross and didn't succeed. Had to hold Haraidi. So City get a free kick. Good header by Billy Wright. Can have another go. Applause from the Goodison crowd. Although Everton have lost possession. And get the throw. Andy King scrapping for possession. Bailey. King. Bailey again. Kevin Sheedy. David Johnson to McMahon. Sharp's number 9. Got the header. David Johnson was there. And who got the touch? The referee says it was Johnson. The number 9, Graham Sharp, getting up to that cross, nodding it down, and David Johnson stealing in and just touching it over the bar. Easy for Bailey. I think Sharp must have known Nicky Reid was going to get that, but he never checked. And it's a throw to Everton. To be taken by Sheedy. That's Sharp. Higgins to Bailey. He gets into some good positions, the fullback, John Bailey, and likes to go forward, as he's doing so here. Oh, finds Andy King. Touch back to Sharp, just behind him. Burrows, the other Everton fullback, also involved in the attack. McMahon. Sheedy. Beaten away by the knees of Williams. Well, Williams is busy. He knows this might be his last game in the first team, with Corrigan playing for the A team today. But he had to be sharp with that shot from Sheedy. Number 6, Steve McMahon with the throw. 7 is Heath. Dodging and trying to find a space. And gets one. Couldn't quite pull it free. Sheedy. And Wright knocks it out to David Johnson. King. Trying to wriggle space. Johnson. Again, City keeping the door closed. McMahon slipped. Well, I'm not sure how intentional that kick was by McMahon. He rather stuck his boot out trying to pull the ball back. But it must have hurt. David crossed the man down. So it's a corner to Everton. So Kevin Sheedy with this corner for Everton. Knocked on by Sharp to Andy King. Sheedy took the corner. It was knocked on by number 9 Sharp. And there was Andy King lurking at the far post to squeeze it in between the keeper and the woodwork. Everton 1, City 0. Stewart. Ransom. Reeves. Andy King gets his 5th goal of the season, which makes him Everton's top scorer. Jones with the corner for City. Southall pushed it out only as far as David Cross, who drilled it into the Everton net, and 2 goals in the space of a minute. Southall shouting at his defenders, but he might feel himself that he should have claimed that corner. The ball only pushed out as far as the City number 9, David Cross, who drilled it first time into the Everton net for his 4th goal of the season, and now he's City's top scorer. McMahon, right, and Higgins. Sheedy. Was Caton climbing? Yes, he was. Everton get the free kick. Crosses come back to help the defence. Sheedy takes the free kick. And Cross with the clearance. And Billy Wright with plenty of time to look out and find players on a run. Tries to find Bailey, who rather jumped at Nicky Reed. And City get the free kick. Bailey clears his head. City chairman Peter Swales in the natty hat, the spectacles, and with the cigar. Bailey goes round Chewett. Might find, he could have looked for Sharp, but finds Sheedy instead. Heath looked as though he was held there by number 10, Age Hareide, the Norwegian international. And that's the way the referee saw it. And it's Hareide's name who now goes into the book, alongside that of Ray Ranson. So 2 City players booked. Is Billy Wright also with him, and this is Wright out to Higgins, and up and under. Oh, clear push in the back, and this time it looks like Tommy Caton's going to be booked. Well, there was no doubt about that. I mean, one might say it was clumsy. It was certainly an offence, and referee Tyson of Sunderland says it deserves a booking. Graham Sharp knocked breathless by that challenge from Tommy Caton, the 3rd City player to have his name taken. Well, Everton are certainly getting lots of practice with the free kicks outside the penalty area. What do they work this time? Billy Wright chips it forward. Burrows with the throw-in. Finds Heath. Everton throw. Powers interception. Andy King can find Bailey. Chooses instead Higgins. Oh, a good ball out to the right back, Burrows. McMahon. David Johnson. King. McMahon. This is bright football by Everton. Sheedy's 11. 7 is Heath. What a tackle that was by Caton. Little Heath popped up with the goal at his mercy, and big Tommy Caton smothered the shot. Williams comes to claim that one. So Caton involved, a foul and his name in the book, and then a telling save almost on the line from Heath. Sheedy. Billy Wright. Bailey in support, the left back. Andy King. Still Bailey there. Shows a bit of dainty footwork, and was fouled, was he, by Baker? So, yet again, Everton get a free kick. Just outside the penalty area. And this time, different tactics. Well, there was a few players went down then, including the referee. And what will he do if this goes in the net? Because he doesn't know what's going on. And he ought to blow his whistle to bring it all to a halt. Well, the referee, Tyson, was knocked flat as the players watched the ball there. And he's completely winded. And what a good job it is the ball didn't go in the net, because I'm not sure what he could have done. He wouldn't have seen the play and would have had to rely presumably on his linesman. Well, referee Tyson back on his feet, and just about, it appears, able to continue, although he's clearly quite shaken. Well, happy at this moment to continue in charge. Burrows. John Bailey must have touched the ball in this match more than any other player. Sharp. Bailey. David Johnson. McMahon. Burrows. McMahon supporting. Billy Wright. Sharp, inevitably to Bailey. Heath, again stealing into space. Oh, and turning so well. Oh, a marvellous little shot. Adrian Heath playing with his right ankle heavily strapped after the knock that he received against Newport in the League Cup tie in midweek. Last time Everton won a trophy, Howard Kendall, their manager, was a player back in 1969-70, the League Championship. Another Everton throw off the head of Caton. David Johnson. Sheedy. Burrows. Williams, this 20-year-old coloured goalkeeper from Moss Side, was rather guilty of being off his line there. When Brian Burrows, the right back, hit that one, Williams was forced to make a good save. And it wouldn't have been so hard if he'd been standing back on his line. Into the last minute, at the end of this first half. And it ends the way it seems to have been played, with number 3, Bailey, in possession. And that's a corner to Everton. Their 7th of this first half. 11 Sheedy. And both of Everton's central defenders, Higgins and Wright, have gone forward. 4 and 5. Touched on by Sharp. Well, there was a despairing hand, and I think it was the hand of Williams. As that clutch of players went up. Almost a repeat of the corner which brought Everton's goal. And finally the referee's whistle goes at half-time. A bright, entertaining first 45 minutes, with Everton taking the lead in the 25th minute through Andy King, his 5th goal of the season from a corner, which makes him Everton's top scorer. And then City replying almost immediately, again from a corner, with David Cross, their scorer, his 4th goal of the season, which makes him City's top scorer. A famous face from the past in the stand today, Joe Mercer, formerly a manager of Manchester City, that job now held by John Bond. And it was 2 years ago to the day exactly that City sacked Malcolm Allison, and 4 days after that they appointed Bond as manager. Mr. Tyson's head is cleared after that bump that he got in the first half. Looks bright and lively. Was Cross climbing, or had Higgins made a back? And Cross was climbing. Everton have the free kick. Bailey. 9 is sharp. Looks for some support, which he gets from Sheedy. Oof, that was Nicky Reid who hooked that one away. Heath. Looks tiny alongside Haradi. Oh, marvellous goal! McMahon! Steve McMahon scored in the League Cup tie against Newport on Tuesday and gets on the score sheet here as well. A flashing header as he sprinted in to meet that cross, and Williams had no chance. Everton 2, City 1. Well, can Everton end that run of 3 home defeats in the last 3 league meetings against Manchester City? Shot was from Baker and it came off Higgins. Goodison has been such a happy hunting ground for City in those past 3 seasons. Burrows. David Johnson. Andy King. Beaten by Power. Baker now. Reeves, number 8 on the left. This is Reeves. Gets in the cross. Oh, marvellous save by Southall. He took it right off the forehead of David Cross. A good run by Kevin Reeves on the left. He got in the cross, it looked good enough. Cross was there lurking, and Southall came to claim it. Power. Power's given it away to Andy King. 4 on 4 for Everton. 9 is sharp. Caton, who came across in a hurry. Sheedy takes the corner. Touched on by Heath. Billy Wright. Well, Billy Wright, sprinting back to the defensive position, will know that he should have scored then. Referee waves play on, although Cross clearly had his hand across the face of Higgins. Cross explaining how it happened. Sheedy, lovely ball to find Adrian Heath. But Williams comes off his line and got the important touch. Billy Wright, number 5, who's gone forward. Behind him there, David Johnson. Burrows. Johnson. And Everton's throw. The City guilty again of not really clearing their lines. Everton are finding it so easy to get possession back. Bailey. Power. And here again, Everton are back in possession. Andy King, number 10. Tried to chip it over the challenge of Caton. Just lifted it too high, and Williams came off his line to steal it. Sharp. Andy King. McMahon can go all the way forward. There's nobody between him and the goal, apart from the keeper. Didn't get the connection that he would have wished. And I think City were guilty there of looking at the linesman and expecting a flag. None came, and McMahon was able to go forward. as the City defenders sprinted after him. Williams came off his line and McMahon screwed it wide of the post. Sharp and Caton got there first. All power. Checks. Pursued by Burrows. Well, Power's persistence pays off. City still in possession. Cross. Baker. Baker. Ranson. Oh, a great ball across the box. Cross was looking for it. Beats the ground in dismay. So too was Dennis Stewart. But that firm ball by Ranson, the fullback, just evading both of them. And about to come on for his second senior game at the age of 16, Paul Simpson, the boy from Carlisle who played just one reserve team game for City before being picked for his first senior match against Coventry last week, and now coming on here as substitute, replacing number 11 Chris Jones. So an older player replaced with very much a youngster. Push by Haridi on Heath, who wasn't very happy. Referee Tyson just cooling down Adrian Heath, but remember he's in the England under-21 squad for that game against West Germany on Tuesday, and certainly wouldn't want to aggravate his ankle injury. Playing with it heavily strapped. Bailey with the free kick. The referee says Everton throw. Johnson leaves it for number 2 Brian Burrows, the right back. Sharp. McMahon. Sheedy. What a good clean strike of the ball by Kevin Sheedy. Only on the score sheet once since he came from Liverpool. Hit that first time as McMahon set him up, and it only flashed just wide of the post. Burrows. All power. Nicky Reid. Shown rather a lot of that to King, but got it back. This is Simpson, the young boy. Haridi, he hasn't yet scored for City, and he still hasn't. 23 games he's played, Haridi, and not got on the score sheet, and he won't come closer than that. Seemed to have the goal at his mercy. It was beaten out to Chewett, who lifted it over the bar. Sharp. Nicky Reid penalised. Oh, and the City players weren't watching Sharp there. He went forward and King found him easy as you please. Sharp. Still Sharp. Got King in support now. Punched away from the head of Heath. Well, rather a moment of slackness in the City defence to allow Sharp to steal into space on the right. King, as the whistle goes to end the match and to end the sequence of City victories at Goodison Park that stretches back for the last 3 seasons. Everton, the victors here by 2 goals to 1. The winner coming from Steve McMahon in the second half. A powerful header that gave the City keeper Alex Williams no chance at all. And Everton, after that win away against Newport in the League Cup in midweek, felt that they were on a high and were set to end that winning sequence by Manchester City, and that's what they've done. The full-time score, Everton 2, Manchester City 1.
Well, plenty to keep the crowd on their toes there, but finally the eager Everton youngsters just getting home. And for our skill spot, we select a couple of silky sweet volleys from two of them. The first, Kevin Sheedy. That's not him on the ball at the moment, that's another left footer, Bailey, who flicks it up. There's a chance to admire a little deft side foot volley there from Andy King to Sharp. Wasn't quite right, so the game gets spreads out to the right. And in the end, it's McMahon who supports Burrows here, who provides the cross. Both of the volleys come from defensive headers from the same man, Harida, so it pays to keep awake in these situations. There's the jump, he wins the ball, but Sheedy with that sweet left foot dips it and brings out a very good save from Williams. Same left foot here that is doing such damage for Everton, trained at Liverpool, rather surprisingly. And here's Harida's header this time, well outside the box. You can see it dropping about 5 yards outside. And this really is a fine volley, taken higher by Burrows. He's got his eye on it and takes it really high in the air and brings out a further fine save from Williams, who obviously doesn't want Joe Corrigan to get back in the City goal.